Hello, one and all. Welcome back to another ministry platform webinar. We are super excited to have our friends from Focus Missions with us today. And we all know that as we roll into Q4, yes, it is the fourth quarter. I cannot believe the march to Christmas is officially beginning. If you haven't seen it in the stores already, you will very soon. But we're on our way to the end of the year, and that means it's time to start thinking about how you're going to do mission trips next year. So today we've got Focus Missions. We've got a friend of ours, Jared. Also on the line, you've got me, Chris Cahias, and Megan. Megan, say hello.
Hey guys, and yes, I feel like yesterday it was July. I don't know how the heck, where did Q3 go? I think we blinked, but my goodness.
So here we are in Q4, and yes, today we are joined by Jared from the team at Focus. So Jared, say hello.
Hello, hello.
And Jared is sporting, are you still sporting that awesome beard? You had it on an MPUG.
I do indeed. It's definitely trimmed back maybe since MPUG, but it is still loud and proud for our upcoming Movember, right?
I was gonna say, No Shave November is coming, so.
I'm ready.
Oh, I've never participated in No Shave November. Maybe I should try that. I'm afraid what I would look like by the end of it, though. So,
I don't know if you're
all right. So, without further ado, I think we're going to turn the meeting over to Jared. Megan is going to give you her normal spiel.
Awesome. So yes, welcome everybody, and as usual, submit your questions in the question chat, and I will be monitoring that and interrupting Chris and Jared as appropriate. We have a small crew with us, so please don't hesitate to ask any questions, and we'll probably have time to answer most of them, if not all of them. So we'd love for you to participate in that way. That keeps it fun and interesting for all. And also, mark your calendars. We have an upcoming webinar later this month for our new contact status management feature in cloud services that we are excited about, and Melissa will be joining me and Chris to go over what that looks like and how you can take advantage of that. Also, because it is, as Chris said, the clock is marching on, we are already doing a lot of MPUG prep on our end. So also, we're going to start doing our, every time we talk to you, remind you about MPUG spiel. So mark your calendar, save the date. Excited about MPUG 2020, and like I said, we're already getting ready for it, so I hope that you can join us there. And with that, I'm going to pass the baton to Jared and let him lead us through how to make our mission trips more automated. And we all love automation because it means more time to do other things, and in church we are never at a loss for things to do or people who need to be cared for, so we love that time savings. So take it away, Jared.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for having me. My name is Jared. I'm one of the directors here at Focus Missions, and what we have for you today is a time and costs guide to enterprise trip management, and that's all smart people talk for. Listen, we can save you some hours. We're integrated. We're trying to support all the internal processes of both ministry platform, your vendor, and we want to save the hours of reminding and updating and gathering assets and all of that. And we can do that through our partnership together. We were just talking about MPUG. This will be our third year upcoming to MPUG. And just can't speak enough about your community. Everything from the way that you guys educate. Every time we get a ministry platform customer on the horn and looking into our program, we know that we have somebody that is tech savvy, that is ready to learn, and what we like to do in congruence. It's definitely our best partnership in terms of integration that we have. The ability to write things over via the integration, bi-directionally sync, and all these fun things that we'll talk about later today. But what we want to just kind of paint the picture, I'm assuming if you're on this, you're not using the partnership of Focus Missions and Ministry Platform together. And so other times we would go straight into the product and flying around, and more times than not, it was like drinking from a fire hose. So I want to share concepts of automation and how they can benefit you via Focus Missions, of course, and via the platform, ministry platform, and then we'll show how it all works together, how we're saving those extra time and effort, and some of the value proposition that we bring together. So who are we? Focus Missions is part of a larger company called Focus Ministry. We have another product, and we'll do another webinar for that, around contact card management. And we pride ourselves on just being the super nerds in these real slim verticals that it's hard for organizations like Chris to be able to be great at everything. And so we picked these small little lanes, trip management and contact card management, to be able to uphold and support your CHMS, your relationship with ministry platform. And what we're seeing here is just the fact that we go way down the rabbit hole. And the reason we do that is because we love trip management. We love connecting people to people for these impacting opportunities that we see globally. So what is trip management? And we're actually even pulling out as an organization, as a brand, to consider things maybe as close to Focus Trip Management. I know we're definitely saying Focus Missions at the moment, but what is trip management? For us, it can be VBS, it can be camps, it can be retreats. Really, it's the gathering of information, the gathering of finances, and the creating of standards. So the gathering of information, I have to have you sign up. I have to have you potentially do a background check. I have to get references, and then I have to make a decision if you're the right person for it. Then we have to gather assets. Now, depending on if it's a youth trip, if it's a VBS, if it's a international or domestic trip, sometimes we're looking at 20 to 25 items I need from you. The driver's license, signing documents, fundraising our process of maybe it's $1,000 or $2,500 to go on a certain trip. Well, you're going to be able to, via these different standards, talk to us, the participants, and guide us through these finances. And then finally, can we do it again? Can we take that hard-earned, well, we learned all these lessons, can we replicate it, and can we create standards? And so we're going to talk about these 5 different ways we can do that. 5 keys to automated trip management. So the first thing that we're going to talk about is the concept of sending people to a centralized place. We need them to know where they are in interest. So I'm raising my hand, where do I go for Puerto Rico this year? Well, I know it's probably going to be associated with your church website, or maybe there's a link signed to me. We want to have more than that happening there. We want to have the knowledge to take place. We want the ability for them to take action, have a sign-up experience. And then if I can't sign up, we've realized most people, when they're expressing interest, will at least donate along the way. So just a place that if they can't go, they can contribute. And so our built-in question for this one point is, do you have a centralized place? Can they go there? Can they sort through trips? Can they sign up? Do you have the ability to engage? Do you have the ability to ask for support all in one place? And if not, we can definitely show you exactly how we're doing this for a large number now. Actually, we've got maybe 1/3 and growing ministry platform organizations on this. The next concept that we're talking about here is, and this is really our Focus Mission secret sauce, is the fact that we automate these processes, everything we're talking about. The automation of the trip landing page means that when you're launching a trip, it's automatically going to show up there. Now I'm the participant on the trip. We're going to automate the requirements, and we do that via due date based requirements. So I need your driver's license by the 31st. I need this document signed 70 days in. I need your support letter copy updated 90 days in, or whatever this looks like. These trip prerequisites, the background checks, the packing list, you name it, it's all going to be set to due dates that you set. And so that's really, really powerful and impactful. And then, of course, we've got our little setup here. How much time do you spend tracking down those requirements? And then the solution, of course, we have different paths. Leader, that's what that L stands for. P, participant paths. We can guide these participants and team leaders down these particular paths. And one of the lines that I always like to hammer home is, our goal is to create responsibility on behalf of your participants and leaders. You are going to set the pace, you're going to set the expectation, and now with technology the way it is, we can go and get those things for you, and all via that due date and reminder process. Now let's talk about integrations. Integrations, that's what makes these partnerships so exciting. Of course, we are integrated with your CHMS, your chart of record being ministry platform, but we also have merchant integrations. And I don't want to snooze on this. This is something that we've, within the CHMS integrations, been a constant conversation between you, the organization, Chris and his team in the middle as ministry platform, and us as the developer of this platform. We have been adding and adding and adding. First year, it didn't look like this. Second year, we've got hundreds of trips running through this platform, and we're saving upwards of 100 hours per trip of administration on each one of them. And we're doing it through actions like this. The idea of adding participant record, donation records, event participant records, managing the household source and congregation source. We're going to take a deeper dive into this, and I'm going to show you exactly what it looks like in Focus Missions in a couple minutes. But when we talk about fully baked, fully integrated, two organizations making sure that we're doing our best for your good, this is what it looks like. And then we want to make sure that we're not rattling things too much either. Payment merchants. One thing we see, a finance director can end an integration quicker than it ever even starts. And so PushPay, Tithely, MyWell, Vision2, Online Giving, Ardent, Authorize.net, BluePay, and we're expanding even more. We want a single reconcile to take place for your finance director, and you're going to find, all right, I've got this amazing tool, but you have to start to begin to share it with other departments, and we want to make that as smooth as possible for you. And we really do make 4 departments happy. It's the 4 teams we're saying here. But the concept, and one of the early conversations Chris and I had was, one of their MP admins said, man, we love Focus Missions, but we got to wait for it to be integrated in the MP so that we've got some connection and make sure that we're not doubling efforts and things of that nature. Well, now as an MP admin, you can say with confidence, yes, this is proven, it works, that person is happy. The director of finance is usually happy because we're supporting 8, almost 9 merchants now. There's a good chance you have one of those. The trip manager is getting literally the top leading enterprise tool that they can build all their trips around. They don't have to be MP experts. They can just be trip management experts. And then finally, that trip participant, we had 15,000 trips left, over 400,000 people pushing through as people going on these trips last year. And we've really perfected the participant process as to how they'll interact. And so each one of these gets something dedicated that is of value for them. The concept of social fundraising, I think this is assumed at this point. We got to make sure that we're supporting them. They have their own page. We're seeing 65% of contributions moving towards online payments when you install a system like this. And here's a fun fact for you, Chris. This is a study we could take outside of our conversation today. We're seeing 71% of donations that come through online donations be first-time gifts to your organization.
Nice.
71%. That is a pool of people, because of your participants being outreached. It's just a game changer, really a game changer, making sure that you, again, have those integrations tied together. How much time do you guys spend chasing down cash check, all those other things? And I may go back to that slide. The concept is with MP, where you're winning again, we actually speak pledge. So cash, check, and online we have a bi-directional sync. So you're getting the best of that integration. And then the last bit, I'll start stepping down from my soapbox. The replication. We want to be able to replicate these trips. We have built-in cloning tools. We have the ability to set up templates so that you guys can, again, have different portions, whether it be the men's ministry, the youth ministry, international, domestic, all with their different functions that can all coexist and not even see each other's other trips through a concept that we have called affinity groups that, again, will help you replicate and help you grow. What is Focus Missions? I've been hammering it for the last 16 minutes. It is all of the things. It's the application to the background check, to the landing page, to the asset collaboration and making sure that we're gathering signatures and passport images and so on and so forth. But what is that net? That net's, we're seeing 100 hours per trip. If your trip runs for 8 months, which is the average length, where someone says 8 months from now we're going to depart, that is what we're seeing. 100 hours of 10 hours in applications, 10 in background checks, 10 in references, 30 hours in, again, the big leap of gathering all these requirements together, the backwards and back and forth of funding, both between your merchant ministry platform and Focus, and did you get grandma's check, and how did this happen, and all that back and forth. Again, we're saving it there. And then you've got your constant conversation, the meetings, your updates, flight details. When there's a centralized place and there's a single response to questions, which is check your Focus Missions account, this becomes wildly valuable to you and your organization. And so I've got different quotes here and organizations more than happy to back this. You can try it for free. This is something that is actually got a 30-day built-in. Give it a try. We've got plenty of ministry platform examples out there kind of driving this process. So we're here for you, but now usually that's where my spiel would end, but we're going to take it just a little bit further and kind of show you what does this look like in real time. So first and foremost, it all comes down to this built-in integration that has been perfected over these last few, well, 24 months really. When you're logged in as ministry platform tenant, you select your household source, you select your household congregation, team member types, and donor participant types. We actually speak general person, which we didn't know in the beginning. We now speak the idea that there is a contact ID that can be set up. We speak internal transfers, and then really is where this has just been conversation after conversation. What is being created by Focus Missions? And as we create that over to your side, we'll be able to say add participant record created, and add event participant record, add to pledge, and add to donor record pledge. These are all kind of the skin knees of the past 2 years of us trying to just be better partners and better at speaking the MP vernacular and translating it into a great partnership. Just 2 months ago, we've released all new documentation specifically around that. So you can come in here and see all that is happening. How do I get my users set up? What are some global settings that are taking place? And the visuals behind that and how it's impacting you. This is my favorite integration that we have, because the minute the lights come on, this can be anywhere. If you're doing 1 to 5 trips, that's great. If you're doing, which on average ministry platform churches are doing 25 and up trips, we're being able to bring back 2,500 hours to your department. That is wild. The average customer that we see within Focus Missions, within 24 months, they 3 times their initial output they told us. So if they were doing 15, in 24 months, they're doing 45. That is kingdom work. That is time savings, and being able to do all of this together, impacting our relationship between Focus and ministry platform is just beyond exciting, that we can do things the right way. We often talk about best of breed, but best of breed comes in the fact that we have Pushpay, we've got MP, we've got online giving, we've got all the examples here where we're not disturbing your environment, we're just adding to it. So it's deeply passionate for me that there's actually true partnerships in a space that faith technology isn't often known too much for partnerships in that regard. So just beyond exciting, we can go through different things and what we would consider like an overview demo. Where do I go, and how do I find my trip landing page, and what does the background functionality look like for building a trip, and how do I create a trip, and things of that nature. That all really would kick off with you coming to our website and saying, you know what, I want to experience Focus Missions. I want to try it here for free. I want to get started. And basically we're gathering this information, and that's really what kicks off that process of education and implementation. I'm hoping this was 20 minutes of the concept of why. Why would I need to disturb a small portion? Maybe it's 3 or 5 people that work in your outreach department. I'm waving my hand saying it's so much more than just your outreach department. This is every time you grab a group of people, pick them up and drop them in a destination. It's background checks, it's signatures, it's fundraising. A lot of our organizations may not even use a Focus Missions trip because the trip costs money. Maybe it's free and we can turn off fundraising, but we need to get the parent consent form, and we need a parent and guardian process. We're the only ones with a trip-based parent and guardian process. So it's so much more, and we'd love for you to experience that for 30 days. So head over to what will be focusministry.com, click on missions, and start filling out this form. This kind of kicks off our process with you. You've expressed interest. We're going to educate you through this process. You've got 30 days to make a decision. And in that 30 days, I guarantee you we'll be able to show you kind of the ins and outs. And the minute you put in your card, that's when our implementation process begins. That is videos and one-on-one coaching. You get 3 one-hour integration classes, and we have webinars every Monday, Wednesday, Friday for you to get in there and ask questions. It's a true blue turnkey solution for trip management, and we just love it, and we love this MP community. So thank you so much. I know that was a lot of talking for 23 minutes, but I'll open it up for any questions. And Chris, if you've got any 2 cents, I'm happy to have you.
No, I'm always excited about you guys and what you're doing, because you take and add so much depth and care, and you really allow a level of complexity to a mission trip that we don't and we can't, because we have to think through the entire platform and all the church management things. And I've always appreciated you guys' care and giving churches the ability to have a richer mission trip experience. So it's exciting to see how this has grown over the last couple of years.
Right. Yeah, we're definitely kind of hand in glove at this point, just from all the feedback from your community saying, hey, can it do this and can it do that? And even like next steps. We are the people making this software just as Ministry Platform is making theirs. We've actually had some special projects from your customers that said, what if we went this direction, and what if we went that direction to bring more value? We are the guys building it, and we want to make impact for every level of that trip management. And hopefully we'll see you guys this fall. You're right in the middle of what is setup time, and we're trying to get there. We actually created a special offer just for this season. If you put your credit card in, you're not actually experiencing, we have a $20 minimum on the platform. I guess I didn't touch on that. I should probably touch on pricing, but we've got a few minutes left here. We monetize in $20 per trip per month. That's how we see those costs. So if you've got a trip, I mentioned the average one runs 100 or runs 8 months long. 8 times 20 bucks, $160. You could either monetize that through the trip. The average trip has 14 people on them. So if you want to charge an extra $2.20 or $2.50, you're going to be covering those costs as we go through. And then what we have as a special for you, notice it says active accounts have a $20 minimum. That includes the management of one trip. we're actually waiving the minimum until you launch that first trip, because we know how these next three or 4 months go, and most people will wait till January 1 to put their credit card because they don't want to get billed. Well, we're saying we get it, we understand. We'd rather get you implemented, get your trip set up. Let's get everything ready for Jan 1, and then once you launch, the physical action of launching that first trip, that's when the $20 will incur. So that is exclusive for you guys, and is written away just till January 1. So if we can get you guys on here and educated, it's better for you guys. It's better for us, because it's getting a bit crazy for us. We have a very, very large increase of customers during these next 3 months.
Very cool. Well, Megan, do we get any questions? It looks kind of quiet.
No questions. So last call, if you have any questions, please put them in. As usual, we'll be posting the recording of this webinar on the knowledge base, and I'm sure that Jared will share his lovely slides, and I can get those posted as well. And any links or anything that he referenced, we'll get that all in one nice tidy place for you and let you know when that is posted, so you can share it if there's someone who wasn't able to join you today, or you wanted to look or listen at one thing he said one more time for clarity. That will be available for you. So we're going to say last call for questions. Okay, I think that's it. Thank you so much, Jared. I appreciate the thoughtfulness in your presentation of really trying to help people understand the why. I think that's great, and just shows that you guys have such a heart for what you do, and it's not just software. Just like we feel that same way. Ministry platform PMIT is definitely not software. It's definitely about supporting ministry, not supporting software. So I'm so excited to have you be one of our partners in that journey.
Awesome. Well, thank you for having us.
You bet. You bet. Thank you guys so much, and hope to see you later this month for our contact status management webinar on the 17th. And until then, have a great day. We'll talk to you later.
Bye, everybody.